is a story, a fantastically true story, from the files of Herbert A. Philbrick, who for 9 frightening years did lead 3 lives: citizen, communist, counter-spy, and who has now revealed for the first time his secret files concerning not only his own activities, but also the current activities of other counter-espionage agents. For obvious reasons, the names, dates, and places have been changed, but the story is based on fact. This week, Herbert A. Philbrick brings you the story of the counter-spy who saw what happened when a Soviet official tried to deviate from the party line. Looks as if you might be in for some trouble. It's not unusual for the party to keep watch on you, but not by a man as important in the state committee as Comrade Bowden down there. Yes? Did you want somebody in this office?
With your permission, friend Philbrick?
Who are you?
You don't remember me, do you, Herb? We're both the same age. You haven't changed at all. I have. Berlin, 1945.
Bulgakov. Alex Bulgakov.
Thanks for remembering.
Alex, it's good to see you. I wrote to you.
I know, but please forgive me for not answering. Correspondence between an American and a Russian was a dangerous thing in Moscow right after the war.
Alex, it's good to see you. What are you doing here?
Well, you're the only friend I have in this whole country. I've been trying to see you for 2 days.
For 2 days? My secretary didn't tell me.
I was afraid to leave my name when I called. Herb, I only have another 24 hours. I need your help. There's no one else I can call on.
I don't understand, Alex. My help with what?
That door. Where does it lead to?
It goes out into the hall.
I've been followed. Secret police. I'll try and reach you tomorrow.
The night watchman. Why would Alex think it was the secret police? And why was he so afraid? Looks as if they were waiting for Bulgakov. But why? What's Bulgakov doing in America? Why'd he contact you so secretly? Whatever the mystery is, you've got the perfect man to help solve it. Call Jerry Dressler, FBI. Set up a meeting first thing tomorrow.
No, we haven't had time to do much checking. We do know a little about him, though. He arrived here 3 days ago from Russia as a member of an official Soviet trade delegation.
Yeah, for what purpose?
Well, they've been visiting some of our newest turbo-electric installations. Did you know that this Bulgakov is a top Russian official?
No. No, when I met him in Berlin in 1945, he was just a second lieutenant like I was.
Is it possible that this visit of Bulgakov's last night was just to renew an old friendship?
No, definitely not. He was frightened, worried.
Did he say anything that might have indicated that he knows of your Communist Party affiliation?
No, nothing at all. You know, the thing I can't figure out is why is Bowden following Alex so closely?
I don't know. Except that Bowden is a top-level member of the party. And that means that whatever this thing is, it's important and dangerous.
Yeah, that's just the way Alex was acting, as though he was in danger.
Look, Herb, this man is a top Russian official, a fanatical communist. This thing is no concern of yours. Some of the sailors on the boat that brought him over here are undoubtedly members of the secret police. I wouldn't want you found in some dark alley with a couple of Russian-made bullets in your head.
Jerry, I couldn't agree with you more. I'll see you.
So long, Herb.
Morning, Carol. Yeah, surprise. I came in the back way. Yeah, any calls? Oh. Anybody come in? Okay, thank you.
The day's young, Philbrick.
If he's going to contact you, forget it. Dressler's right. You better... forget. Hello?
Mr. Herbert Philbrick, please.
Yes, Alex, this is Herb.
Can you meet me, Herb? No, right away. Please. There's a church, West Boulevard and 10th. Inside. Hurry.
Look, Alex, what's it all about? You can talk. Okay, you asked for it. He's called you. But now what? There's no telling what you could be walking into.
Thank you for coming. I knew you would.
I almost didn't. Look, Alex, if you're in trouble of some kind, there's a Russian legation here. Why don't you go to them? They'll help you.
You are the only person in the world who can help me.
Help you with what?
There's a certain consignment. It must remain here in the United States.
What is it?
You'll have to meet me tonight. There's a cottage outside of town, 10 miles from the turnpike on River Road at 9 o'clock.
Why should I? Why should I stick my neck out for you?
Because of something you once told me. You said you volunteered to serve your army because if a man didn't have his freedom, he had nothing to live for. You'll just have to trust me till tonight. You may be followed, but don't worry about that. Once you reach the cottage, I've taken precautions.
I'm sorry, Alex, I can't do it.
This is nothing which will help Russia, Herb. I swear it. This consignment, it's needed here in America. Once you see it, you'll understand everything. Tonight at 9, give yourself plenty of time.
Your friend Bulgov has left.
Yeah, I know.
We can't talk here, Comrade Holliday. Follow us back to my place.
Wait here a second, Herbert.
That's par for the course. How do the commies ever get anything done? They're always so busy checking and double-checking on each other.
I think you're wrong, Comrade. According to this file on Philbrick's party activities, he's been a very loyal member.
Up to now, maybe. I don't care about his past loyalty. What are you and your friend Bulgov trying to pull?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't give me that stuff, Philbrick. He came to your office last night, didn't he? And then you met with him today. Why? What were you talking about?
He said he wanted me to do something for him.
What?
Well, it was something about some kind of consignment he wants to leave with me.
What kind of consignment, Philbrick?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Don't try to lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Why didn't you report this to us last night?
I didn't see any reason to. Bulgov's a Soviet official.
Does Bulgov know you're a member of the party?
I don't think so. At least I haven't told him.
What about this meeting today? What was that for?
I'm to meet him tonight at 9 o'clock in a cottage 10 miles from the turnpike on the river road.
And he'll have the consignment?
I imagine so.
Will he contact you again today?
Doubt it. His last words were to meet him at 9 o'clock.
Then meet him. Get that consignment from him. We'll take over from there.
Shouldn't we tell him what this is all about?
Oh, he's been in the party long enough to know he doesn't ask questions.
Suppose Bulgov gets suspicious. Suppose he doesn't give Philbrick the package right away. We might need Philbrick's help to get it.
This consignment, it consists of coded papers relative to some new electro-turbine installations. Why he's giving it to you and what you're supposed to do with it, we don't know. The main thing is, we want those papers intact. Understand?
Yeah, I understand. There's one thing I don't understand, though. Bulgov is an important Soviet official. When I first met him in Berlin, he was my first real contact with communism. But now you give me the impression you think he's a traitor. Why?
That's what we intend to find out, comrade.
Before we liquidate him.
So you think they want to kill him?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. But first they want to get a hold of those turbo-electric papers. Just how much secret stuff could Bulgov have gotten hold of?
None. None of the equipment that he and the other members of his delegation saw is considered secret.
That's what I figured. Doesn't make sense, Jerry. If they don't want him because of those papers, they must be after him for another reason.
Well, maybe Bulgov has led them to believe that he did get some secret information. But that doesn't bother me at all. The thing that worries me is how involved you might get.
Yeah, well, there's no turning back now. I've been ordered to meet Bulgov tonight.
What do you make of this situation, Herb?
I don't know. From the way Bulgov acted and the way Bowden and Halliday talked, I think he's trying to get away from them.
Turn anti-communist?
Yeah.
Well, then why didn't he make a clean break? He had an opportunity when he first arrived here.
I don't know.
There's something phony about all this, Herb. You've been able to depend upon us for help a lot of times in the past, but this time...
What you mean to say is this time I'm on my own, is that it?
Well, we'll give you as much help as we can, Herb, but even the FBI has limitations.
Yeah. Oh, I beg your pardon.
It's all right.
Excellent use of colors. Apparently influenced by the Gauguin style, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I don't know. Seems to me it's a little more like Cezanne in his early period, especially in the application of the yellows and browns.
Oh? Then you do know something about art.
Why else would I come to an art gallery?
That's what we wanted to know. You were followed here. I thought it might be worthwhile to come in and see for myself.
Now you know.
You're not nervous about tonight.
Why should I be? You're going to be there to protect me, aren't you?
Don't worry. Everything's well planned.
Time, Philbrick. Time to go home and get ready for your rendezvous. You're sending Bulgov into a trap. Whether he's on the level or not, you're the one who's delivering him to his executioners. But suppose something happened to prevent you from getting to that cottage by 9. If you don't show up, Bulgov will know something's gone wrong. You might even have a chance to get away. But how can you protect yourself from letting the party know you've double-crossed them? A delay. Something that could stall you just long enough to give Bulgakov a break. Oh. I was just leaving.
Well, I'm glad I caught you in time. The plans have been changed.
Oh?
We have a new rendezvous. I'll drive you there myself.
I'm sorry, Alex, I'm not going. I just don't want any part of it. For all I know, you could be an enemy agent. This consignment of yours could be a bomb or some new kind of weapon. I just don't want any part of it.
But there's no time for me to change my plans now, Herb. This consignment must be in safe hands tonight.
All right, then get somebody else to help you. Get the police to help you. Go ahead. They're not like your secret police. In this country, they're supposed to help the private citizen.
You were my only hope, Herb. We were friends once.
That was a long time ago. Don't expect me to stick my neck out again now.
Herb, please, I beg of you. If you will only trust me till later.
Alex, how many times do I have to tell you no, no, niet?
All right, my friend. There's no further time for talk. I must demand that you accompany me. If you try to stop me or try to get away...
Alex, after you've left this country, how do you know I can be trusted with this consignment?
I'm only asking you to accompany me to the rendezvous. Then you can decide for yourself. Now, we'll go down the back way. We'll use your car. And please, don't make the mistake of underestimating me, Herb. If I have to, I will certainly kill you. This is our consul's residence when he's in town. This is the last place in the world I'd ever think of looking for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said you were going to tell me what this was all about.
I am. Would you please sit down? You remember the talks we used to have in Berlin? The things you taught me about your country? Made me realize the flaws in our way of life. When I left Berlin and went home, things were worse than ever. Oh, we'd won the war. But we had no food, clothing, no homes, nothing but promises. But promises of a new and greater Soviet Union, where our people could live in decency. I was assigned to the field of turbo-electric power. We were trying desperately to expand our economy. That was 8 years ago. I was then one of the commissars of my factory. Then I met a girl. We got married. But conditions for civilians were worse than ever. We were producing more than we ever had. But not so our people could live in a world of decency. Our leaders were preparing for war. It was my wife that first made me understand what was really going on. Like so many of my countrymen, I had been blinded to the truth. And one day, the secret police came, took my wife away. I never saw her again. I was given a list of crimes my wife had committed against the state. But her only crime was in speaking the truth. Just then I knew how much I hated them. What they'd done to my wife. What they were doing to Russia. What they were intending to do to the whole world.
Alex, this consignment you spoke of.
It's over here, Herb. I want you to see it now. This. My son, Herb. His name is Paul. He's 7 years old. I obtained permission to bring him with me. The sole purpose of this trip was to leave Paul in America. I smuggled him off the ship, brought him here this afternoon. We played outside till he was worn out. Then I fed him, put him to bed. He's a fine boy, Herb. Unfortunately, he doesn't speak much English, but I'm sure he'll learn very fast. He won't be any trouble.
Alex, you don't have to leave him. You can stay here, too.
I thought of that. It would not work. They'd never stop hunting me down. And someday they'd find me. Then they'd find Paul, too. This way, he's just another foreign child. In a few years, he will have forgotten most of the past. Wherever you send him, Herb, make sure his name is changed. I've told him what must be done. Only I lied to him a little. I told him we'd be together again one day. There's one other thing, Herb. This envelope contains papers the Russian agents are after. They think this is the reason I went to all this trouble. These papers are valueless, but they don't know that. When these men claim the envelope, please give it to them. Would you take him now, Herb? Please. He's a good boy. I told him Uncle Sam would take him during the night and bring him to a place where there were toys, sugar, candies. Did you hear something?
Yeah, I think I did.
I might have been followed. If they're here, I'll hold them off. Give me 10 seconds, and you leave.
Don't you make a noise now, do you understand? Not a sound.
Where were you going?
I heard running, voices. I didn't know what was going on. I wanted to protect this.
Good. We waited for you at your house. You didn't show up. I thought you tried to double-cross us. Then we found out Bulgov had changed his plans. Kidnapped you from your office. You played your part well, comrade.
Can I go home now?
Go ahead.
It's gonna be all right now, little fella. Gonna be all right. Hi, Jerry. Good news?
We've checked with Washington, Herb. There'll be no question about it. The boy will be permitted to stay here. In fact, one of our men is on his way to Washington with the boy now.
Oh, that's swell. That's swell. You know what happened to Alex?
Well, we checked the woods around the house. There was a fight, all right. We're quite sure that he's dead.
I almost hope you're right. That'll be the best way out for him.
Yeah.
Jerry, you'll keep in touch with that kid, won't you?
Sure. We'll even see that you get regular reports on him if you want.
I was thinking beyond that. I was thinking that someday, maybe it'll have to be years from now, but someday I'd like to see him again. I'd like to tell him about his father. I think he'd be proud to know the kind of man Alex Bulgov was. Don't feel sorry for Alex. He didn't die in vain. How does the quotation go? Scatter my ashes to the four winds, mention my name nevermore. Yet I still live on through you, my son, my son. cooperation of the FBI and a counter-spy, a child was saved from the communists and given the opportunity of remaining in the free world. Next week, another story of communist activities from the files of Herbert A. Philbrick, counter-spy, a man who for 9 years posed as a member of the Communist Party. This is a story, a fantastically true story, from the files of Herbert A. Philbrick, who for 9 frightening years did lead 3 lives: citizen, communist, counter-spy, and who has now revealed for the first time his secret files concerning not only his own activities, but also the current activities of other counter-espionage agents. For obvious reasons, the names, dates, and places have been changed, but the story is based on fact. Sometimes the identity of a counter-spy is endangered by the simple pattern of his activity. This week, Herbert A. Philbrick brings you a story of a counter-spy who nearly became a victim of this pattern. This is the 4th life, Philbrick, the good life. A Sunday of puttering around the house, pruning the roses, dusting and spraying, making calluses on your hands instead of on your nervous system. It's the only life that makes the others worth living.